Jackie Frost came in the night, left the meadows that he crossed all gleaming white, painted with his silver brush every window pane, kissed the leaves and made them blush, blush, and blush again. Jackie Frost crept around the house, sly as a silver fox, still as a mouse. Out our little Jenny came, blushing like a rose. Up jumped Jackie Frost and pinched her little nose. That is a little of the mythos that was penned by some unknown bard who probably had an encounter with Jackie Frost. Jackie Frost is an elf in Scandinavian lore that brings on the winter time, that brings on the chill, that brings on those snow flurries and invites in the spirit of winter. The Norse Vikings actually had a name for this elf. They called him Jackal Frost, and also known as Jack, son of the winds, comes in on the winds in Anglo-Saxon celebrations. Known to be quite a jolly, jovial spirit, I have to say, but if you get on his bad side, he can be quite vengeful. There could be a little theme of this coming in for your Pathfinder Stone of Destiny quest read, Libra. As I sat to dive into your energy, this particular elf introduced themselves quite strongly, I have to say. It was pretty wild because out of nowhere there came just this huge snow flurry and the wind was just whipping up intensely. And all you could see was just this snow flurry outside of the window, out of nowhere. And now it's very still. Now it's very still and clear. And I feel like there's something about this energy signature coming in for you. You're in that betwixt and between place, the place in between fall giving way to the winter time. You know, it always gets interesting as we head into the late fall season, right before it becomes winter. It's another very magical time, I have to say, those in between places with the transitions. And this one is quite significant for you because there's another character, elf-like character. Notice how the lights are starting to dim here. Hold on a minute here. Let me change this lighting. Let's turn on the lighting so we can see a little better. It's interesting. That's another thing that happens during this time of year, right? There's all this shifting in light, all the shifting in light that's in play at this time. It starts to get darker a lot earlier. Darker for dreaming, I heard, okay? This is interesting. Really interesting energy, but there's also an elf known as Jack-o'-lantern that comes around during that time of fall that we pass through with Halloween or Samhain. Okay, so interesting energy in play there. There may have been something that's been building since around that time, an energy that is quickening. It has quite a magical vibe to it, I have to say. A lot of fairy energy front and center already for you. Norfolk energy coming in. Very interesting. Okay, we're going to dive into this. This is for any significant Libra placement. If you have a prominent placement in the 7th house, or if you happen to be an Aries rising. Also, this is a good one for the collective to tune into. It is a collective energy. And I was picking up the message of Venus, your ruling planet, being quite significant at this time. And I was curious as to why. And so I looked it up to see if there were any significant transits going on with Venus during December. And yes, there is. Venus is going into Aquarius. So coinciding with it also going into Pluto, Pluto going there too. So interesting message with that, right? So there's sort of that balancing of shadow and light going down in your sign quite powerfully as we prepare to move into expansion here. I did get this message coming in around Jackie Frost. It, to me, seems like a bit of a trickster character. The thing about the Norse Vikings, Jocko Frosty, is he is known to be a bit of a bard. He is known to be quite artistic. He can bring musing energy, and did that through the beautiful images he would leave behind in the frost on window panes. But he's also a spirit, right? A spirit that is not able to be seen or touched. So a little unable to be grasped, which is interesting because Libra, you're ruled by air. And you too, you know, you're elemental. It's not able to be seen or touched, only its effects can be seen. And so I'm picking up this energy kind of lingering around the collective Libra South Node energy here, that there is something that is having an effect that we can't currently see, we can't touch it, but nonetheless, it's affecting the force field, you could say, all right? Another thing that sort of stood out to me in this little rhyme that I read there that is by some unknown bard is that it says that as he crosses the meadows, he leaves them all gleaming white. And that to me is bringing a lot of pieces together. It's making me think of sort of not leaving a trail. I mean, he is related to Sly as a silver fox, and fox medicine is about camouflage. So there's this camouflaging energy coming in, but still as a mouse medicine's all about the details, the little details. See, the details do speak of the presence, just like with that snow flurry and all that wind that came in. It's like you can't see the spirit of that, but you can see the force it has. You can see the effect if you catch it. If you're watchful, you might catch it out of the peripheral vision, I hear, okay? It's some surprise element too, okay? Some surprise element, a little playfulness here too, I have to say. But when I think of that energy as well, when I think of this energy of sort of vanishing, the trail vanishing, it reminds me a lot of the story of the Tuatha De Danann and how they came to Ireland, that they arrived in a magical mist, which a lot of historians have speculated could have been them burning their ships to not leave a trail. So, you know, this is the interesting thing about sing-song rhymes and about these fairy tales that are passed down. They do speak of historical events. So there might be something around your personal history, Libra, that's coming in here that didn't leave a trail, and yet you can see the effects. And perhaps there's something unexpected about to come in around this, all right? Already diving deep. Also diving deep with what we're going to look at for your path cards here, I have to say, because I don't often pull out this deck, certainly not for a read like this, but this is the White Light Oracle. We got the wolf there, Pathfinder. So let's dive into this, okay? We're going to first look at your past. We're going to look at what is the path that you're leaving behind at this time. What is the path that is being covered by that frost, that is being covered from footsteps that have traveled it before, right? What is the path that is disappearing into the chill of winter? And then what is the present path from your current vantage point as you see it before you? And then finally, we're going to look at what is the hidden path that will start to come into view for you as you enter into that new moon lunar cycle that will be kicked off with the Sagittarius new moon that comes in on November 30th, December 1st, depending on where you are in the world, also will culminate with the full moon. With the full moon on the 15th of December in Gemini, we do have Jupiter, Sagittarius ruler, and Pisces ruler in Gemini right now. So all of these houses coming into play. The third house of communication, the ninth house of expansion, spirituality, philosophy, optimism, and then the 12th house of karma, blind spots, humanitarianism, hidden elements in play. And with your ruling planet going into Aquarius, the 11th house of community, the collective consciousness, the World Wide Web, all right? The web of connectivity, the thread of connection between us all, right? This energy coming in, Libra. Oh, this is going to be a deep dive one, I can already tell, but they all are. And yours is the last in this series. So I like that we're ending on a note that can really speak to the collective as a whole. And it was 11 on the clock when I brought that in. So let me bring this into the frame so you can see what I'm doing here. This pile I'm cutting right here is going to be for the hidden path. It's going to come into view with the new moon. All right. The center one here is going to be your present path as you see it. And this is the path that is falling away into the chill of the winter, okay? So let's look at this one first. What's falling away here? The Queen of Nagas. Naga is snake. And the Nagas are a particularly interesting spirit. They're water spirits often that you can find throughout many different traditions, especially within the Hindu tradition. Also throughout Tibet, you'll hear stories of the Nagas. You'll hear different tales too. Sometimes they can be considered sort of malevolent or sort of sinister forces. They always act as guardians and energies that should be respected. They do guard the waters here, okay? So this is an interesting piece coming in with the number 5 here. So there perhaps has been something that's been keeping guard of a situation that's been a bit disruptive, that's been a bit challenging, and is a little bit of an energy that is wanting to have some respect, I have to say. Wanting to have some respect in guarding a particular gateway here of initiation. A lot of transformation energy coming around this. I feel like you're in the final stages of this right now. To me, this is really wrapping up the energy of the Pluto territory that you've been moving through. You're now moving more into the overthrowing phase or the rebellion phase. At one time, you were very deep in this process, and it was an energy that you had to give respect because it was having a powerful effect on your life, this energy of Pluto and the deep dive of integration of the shadow that you were doing there. But there's about to be a change in this. So I feel like you're about to surface from being in that place of really down in the depths to bring forward the light that you gained. I got a particular jewel that you gained that you're meant to sort of use to shine a way forward as you come into this next cycle. So you're leaving this behind. Yes, your attention and your focus is on looking up now towards your element. I have to say we have Alpha of Alcyon, and this is the point of activation. So this is the winds of change coming in. This is messages coming in through the sylphs, through that which can be felt as far as the effects, but can't necessarily be seen, can't be touched. And yet we still can take it in. If you think of that quality of air, you can breathe it in, which means to inspire. That's what breath means. When you look at the archaic roots of the word, it means to inspire. And so I do feel like there is inspiration coming in here that's spiraling out within you, and it's bringing some new creativity forward, right? This is a shift of focus. You've had a major shift of focus here. We have number 24 coming in here. So 6 energy factoring in the activating point of a vision for the future. There's something you took out of the past, and what was a really deep dive into that Pluto territory. There's something you took from that, and you're putting it into creative motion. So it seems like you extracted some poison from the past, and you arrived at some kind of cure. Some kind of cure for what has ailed you. Maybe what has ailed you is you felt sort of like you were in a holding pattern. There wasn't a way to sort of move forward. There wasn't a clarity of vision, perhaps. There wasn't a clarity of directive. 1533 to 1555, as I went into that whole discussion. So yes, this is some kind of helpful inspiration that's coming in that will break that holding pattern. It's creating movement. The wheel turns again. These are like cycles of creation. But what you're leaving behind is what had to come unraveled. And it's bringing in the energy, you know, of what is ready to come into being now. So shift in focus. Your focus is in the process of changing right now. I feel you already made it through a particularly gnarly initiatory gateway into Pluto's mysteries there. You had to go real deep on that one. But you did find a way through. And you did get a couple of jewels that you brought forward with you. But there's one that's to be gained, perhaps. This is what's coming in. There's one that's to be gained yet, but there's the inception point here is what I see. So it looks like you're breaking free of the south node. The attention is toward the north node. Let's see where you are right now. Oh, Yeshi Syokyo, 333, okay? Number could be very significant for you. Number 33, so power number for you, a sync coming in of when you are aligning with the path that endures. So pay attention to this. There's something about the vision that comes in that you will be very focused on, like with the eye of the tiger. You know that there may be outside forces that are fighting this expansion, but this is about you not being distracted and merging with your focus. It's like really grokking the focus of where you're heading so much that you personify it. That's what I got, okay? Taking on the characteristics of the focus completely. So there's no separation between you and that stone of destiny that you're focused on. This is a path that endures. There's endurance, and there's also the courage to move through the territory you need to move through that will be very helpful for you. This is what's currently coming in. I feel like right now you're already moving into this place of focus. And let's see what we have on the top here. Ah, yes, Dakini of infinite light. So you're already in this place where you're pulling down from the ethers. See, the Dakini, they're skywalkers. They don't deal with such subterranean matters as Pluto. So this is you pulling down the energy, not only of your own elemental in the form of air, but also ether, akasha, and you're preparing to root it into your material reality through the building of the infinite light within. How? Through your creativity. There's some creative vision that's being awakened here. You're in process with this right now. So the more space you allow for dreaming and loftiness and fantasy at this time, it's actually quite beneficial for you, I have to say. We got the number 9 coming in here. So you're currently in your hermit phase. You're in your weird little wizard phase, Libra. And this is what you're meant to do at this time, sort of head into that space of just creative flow and allowing what wants to come through to come through. It's activating some kind of vision for you. All right. I like this energy, I have to say. And let's see what we got here. This is the hidden path that's going to come into view with the new moon lunar cycle. It's gorgeous. Look at that. Cauldron of Dagda lit up and in alignment with your North Star. Look at that with Dvara Patra, number 3811. Look at this alignment coming in. How beautiful is that? There's levity here. There's transformation here. There's obtaining somewhat of a holy grail, like a personal holy grail. And there is a jewel at the top there that's lit up. So you're questing for some jewel that aligns you with your North Node, with your destiny. This is what's going to be lit up for you. I feel with that full moon that comes in Gemini on the 15th of December. So there's something here that you really need to attune to more of the lunar essence at this time to build the light. And with that new moon comes in the sort of waxing of that energy. The more you can connect with the moon at this time, the more beneficial it will be for you. There's something about really attuning to the lunar cycles, as well as just drinking in that lunar essence. And I just got Shatavari coming in. Shatavari really captures that lunar essence. It's a root. And you can work with that root on many levels. You can work with it internally. Always check with your healthcare provider before working with anything that you're taking internally. But you can also work with it alchemically as well. It has quite potent lunar essence properties. So there's something about this. Working with lunar essence, also work with your natal moon essence. What sign is your moon in? You're meant to work with that right now. Both the sign it's in and the house it's in. There's an amplification of that energy. Whatever it is, it gives you wings. It gets you out of the South Node. It gets you through the cauldron of Dagda, and it opens up your pathway. The pathway that was once frosted over is lit up. It thaws so you can find a way through. But maybe there's something about just like a window of time with this. It only thaws for so long. We have to remember we got old Jackie Frost out there. The way through to the North Node could soon be concealed. So you're really going to have to pay attention to this. What do we got on the top here? Obadiah, number 3. Ooh, look at that. You are sheltered right now. You do have rebirth energy coming in. And this almost looks like raven energy here. And you are associated with the raven on the medicine wheel. And you see there's all this darkness coming through that is the backdrop for this white raven medicine that's sort of descending and sheltering you. And that reminds me of the native indigenous prophecy that first, Raven was white, and Raven had to bring back the light, had to be a little tricky about it, had to invoke some trickster medicine in order to steal the light back from those who would choose to hoard the light, to not share the light with others, and needed that light for the sustenance of the people. So Raven flew up to the sun and stole it from the sky to bring the fire back to the people. And in doing so, its feathers were tainted by the soot of that fire and turned Raven black. But there is a prophecy that when the raven becomes white again, that there will be peace and healing. So isn't that an interesting message coming in? And I feel this is speaking to you personally, but with your ruling planet Venus moving into Aquarius through this time, this transition point between fall and winter, I do feel that this is a message of that transformation coming in collectively in this building of the light. Really beautiful. But do you see first you have to obtain it. You have to draw down the moon. Ooh, you have to draw down the lunar essence to activate that creative cycle. And then it's meant to be shared. Look, it's almost like you're in an incubation phase here. Ooh, I like this, Libra. I like this. This is good energy. All right. I really felt interested in working with these sort of polarizing energies, though, when I was diving in for your read. Let me take a little sip here. We're just going to hang out, and we're going to hang out, and we're going to pull some cards and look deeper. I felt drawn to the occult tarot here. I do want to say before I dive into these wild card elements, which do seem to be sort of itching, itching for expression. So I do have almost like little impious energy that's out there to be aware of. But I digress. There are certain healing processes that Alana Fairchild, the creator of that beautiful white light oracle deck, created for each card. So I will go ahead and I will read through that Obadiah later, and the healing process, and then through the inspiration of that, I'll create some kind of healing session for the collective, and I'll put it out here, and we'll bring it in soon. I'll probably do a live with that, I have to say, right? Maybe we'll make it the live that's the special for subscribers only. I wanted to do something special to thank all of you who support the channel. So maybe we'll do that. We'll bring in Reiki. We'll bring in all kinds of stuff. Maybe we'll even pull a few cards during that one as well. Whatever wants to come in, okay? But I'll use that as a jump off point so it can really serve the collective in transforming the energy of the South Node. But I want to look now at the wild card elements in play that you may not be aware of as you head toward that stone of destiny. I felt compelled to pull out the occult tarot on this. And bottom of the deck, oh yes, we do have the Hierophant, Glorious. And there is a tricky character here that does need to get sort of caught up, I have to say. We got the hooks there. There's an energy that's still in need of transformation in your situation. Right now, you do really want to pay attention to your astrology chart, your natal chart. And if you don't have one and you want to know more about that, you can get one for free. Go to, I think it's just at astrology.com or astro.com. I'll put the link. I'll put the link in the comments after this airs. But you can get a chart for free on Astrodienst, and they're excellent. You can get different charts too for free that show you your progressions, your transits, all of that. But I feel like it's really important to know what your sort of cosmological roadmap is, to understand your inner cosmology at this time is really important, right? Paying attention to where you have the planet Venus, what sign it's in, what house it's in. Paying attention to Pluto placement as well is really important during this time. There's something here that's going through transformation. There's some lower vibrational energies that are being caught up, actually, I have to say, by spirit, that are transforming a situation that's been a little bit difficult to get your hands on because it's been shape-shifting. It's been in a constant state of metamorphosis. But there's something here about even people who used to oppose you in the past are starting to see you and situations that they're dealing with you in a different light. There's a different perspective coming in here. Something's in the process of transformation. This could have something to do with a Taurus or somebody you used to have a spiritual connection with. This could even be a spiritual teacher, or somebody that you've had a connection with who it looks like they have some kind of like spiritual knowledge. They've had some potent effect on your path from a spiritual perspective, though. You know, so I feel like this is somebody that you either did a lot of spiritual work with, or they were a spiritual teacher to you, or a spiritual guide in some way, or someone you shared. Ooh, and that energy, look, there's blocking that came in around that. So there might have been some blocking energy in relation to this character that's getting caught up, okay? Something is, maybe you're effectively catching up this energy. There could be three involved. I do say that you sort of like bag this energy at one point here. But this is the basis of what we're looking into. That's weird the way that came in. There's some interesting energy coming in around you, Libra. I don't know what to tell you, but it's getting pretty interesting out there. There is a shifting. I'm feeling a shifting of the energies. There's progression, but there's also some other stuff going on out there. So do be aware. Do be aware of what's going on energetically. I mean, I think that's important for everybody to understand at this time, but that was pretty wild the way that came in. Okay, let's check it out. What are these wild card elements that Libra needs to be aware of as they head on up to that stone of destiny? It was 31:13 on the clock, okay? Yeah, there's something here that is really tying together that time period between Halloween and the transition into winter solstice, I have to say, with that coming in, right? It's an opportunity to reclaim power in a situation where power was siphoned, energy was harvested, or where it was given away to another, okay? A restoration of a balance in power, okay? This is what's coming in. Let's see what we got here, Libra. Yeah, we have 6 wands in reverse. So there's been some kind of loss, or there could be some kind of tainted victory in a situation. Oh, there is that griffin energy being sent in to snatch the treasure from a dark wizard. A wizard who moves through the dark, maybe much like Jackie Frost there. Maybe it's a similar kind of character, likes to leave no trace behind, okay? This is somebody that wants to sort of stir up something that's been laid to rest, that is perhaps moving towards you, but you're not aware of it right now because they're hiding their steps. That's what I see. It says bring soul back from the dead to answer questions, okay? So you may have thought that this character was sort of MIA. No, 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 no. They're bringing somebody in tow. Maybe somebody is sort of coming in ahead of them, maybe to spot the pathway in, okay? Let's get some more details here. What are the wild card elements that Libra needs to be aware of here? So far, we only have Taurus out on the board as far as indicator of potential sign this could be connected to. That or somebody who played a role on your spiritual path. And this just landed in my lap. Oh, we got the sun now. Shapeshifter energy. Okay. Tried to make a break for it, but you ended up catching it up. Leo energy there coming in with the sun. So this could be somebody that's connected to a Leo potentially, or they share a connection with somebody that you know from your past. See, they're here to gather spirits at the tombs and change the places of the dead. So maybe somebody feels like you gave them the slip. They want to try to catch you up. They want to trade places. Whoever this is, somebody's coming in, they're very smart, they're well-spoken, so they can be a bit of a spinner of words here. I feel like this person is quite a shapeshifter energy that you do need to be aware of. They know how to adapt to their environment. And the goal is to swap places. They feel like one has risen and the other has been compromised as a result. The desire is to claim some kind of happiness. There's some kind of happiness you're about to claim here. But see, there's that energy of stealing the sun, right? That came in. Everything comes in for a reason. I feel like that's the shadow aspect of this, the hidden path, right? So there's something that you're about to reclaim here. It brings happiness, not just for you, though, I have to say. It brings a collective upliftment, right? Because Libra's in the South Node, it brings a collective upliftment, but there is this sort of adaptable, shape-shifting, tricky energy that wants to change that power dynamic. It doesn't want it to be for the collective. It doesn't want it to be for all. It wants it for itself. It wants to hoard it. And that's also, of course, a much larger, grander energy that's playing out in the theater of the world as a whole, okay? But there's something here that when we're looking at shape-shifting energy, it's also a bit of a glamour. So it's remembering to rise, right? It's remembering to rise. There's always the choice whether to stand and face something eye to eye. We know you got the eye of the tiger. You have the ability to stand up to the challenge of a rival. You have the ability to go the distance as well. So this is something you need to be on the lookout for. This could also be somebody that's offering some kind of opportunity that caters to the ego. Oh, I can make you rich. I can make you faster than the rest. You know, I can give you some special magic that allows you a particular advantage, but it's important to understand at what cost, okay? I feel like this is something that's going to be presented to you, all right? More details about these wild card elements. The sun is overwhelmingly good, but there is a desire here for trading places, okay? So somebody wants to trade places. They want to lure you into a larger than life deal that ultimately puts you at a disadvantage and strengthens their position. That's how it's coming in, okay? You need to be mindful of this. Okay, with that, I'm starting to get more information coming through. What we got here. Yeah, we got a high priestess energy here. Look at that. So it is the shadow and the light. This is an integration phase for you as well. Okay, it's the masculine, it's the feminine. So there's something here, though, about really listening to your intuition, too, as this offer approaches you, because there's elements that are hidden that aren't seen. And it's sort of like you have to draw down that lunar essence. You have to draw down that moon, that full moon that comes in on the 15th in Gemini. There will be like the melding point or the merging point that you are able to really see clearly the way ahead, because I do feel like there is like a Jackie Frost character here, a Jokel Frosty, and that Jokel Frosty, it reminds me of Joker kind of energy. It does give me like this trickster vibe, like there's something that is maybe trying to paint a pretty picture on the window pane of your reality tunnel, you know what I'm saying? So you look at things a certain way, but this character wants to cover over those trails, right? They want to leave no trace, and they also want to cover up the path that leads to the North Node. You could be dealing with a blind spot here that you do need to be aware of. You do need to be aware of also hidden elements, karmic cycles that are playing out. Your time that you spent with Pluto dancing with the devil in that subterranean territory. It is sort of like this time of preparing to rise and shine, right? But you can't rise and shine with the return of the Sun King that comes during Yule, right? After that point of winter solstice. You can't do that. You can't come to that point without first really extracting the empowerment of the moon energy. There's something that's communicating here, and it's not communicating in a normal way, okay, or what people would call normal. What's normal? It's not something that is communicated through verbal communication. It's something that is being funneled in through the consciousness. I got both above and below. It's like the merging point into the center of you, sort of drawing up the empowerment of the roots and the experiences you've been through, as well as the subconscious. And of course, you know, the ancestral bloodline and the magics that are held there, but merging it with what's sort of coming in a visionary sort of way at this time. Something's being illuminated, some kind of vision is coming through. It's musing energy being activated. But there's a tricky energy in play here too. And you want to be aware of this. There could be a hidden enemy here. It could be an aspect of yourself that keeps covering over that path. It could be the tricky part of you that keeps shape-shifting here. It also could be, camouflaging the true essence. Okay, interesting. The subconscious aspect of yourself that keeps doing that. This could also be a character you're dealing with here, certainly, with the High Priestess in play. It could be a hidden enemy. This energy coming in is sort of a crossing energy. Oh, yes, we have the Lovers here. And the plot thickens. Here comes that Gemini energy. So you see, there's a point of communication that is coming in with the full moon on the 15th in Gemini that gets you out of this sort of crossroads position. It clears the path. But I got this very strongly that there are tricky elements in play here, hidden elements in play, impious characters sort of on the periphery here that you need to be aware of, because your window of opportunity for stepping through that pathway is slim. And there could be two here, a wizard and its griffin, that want to interfere with this, because it says here, can make women barren. Women, you know, the feminine principle holds the creative energy. The masculine provides the way through. We see you're at a merging point that comes in with that full moon. That's your initiation point. You have to act on this vision at that point, or else it could be lost due to interference. So there is communication being illuminated here that does lead to the activation of your North Node. But there's interfering energy too. So you can't dally when this comes in, okay? You can't dally, you have to act on it. Cut of the deck, what do we got here? Two of Cups. Yes, there is alignment coming in here. And there's something that needs to be digested that is sort of hanging out in the brush here. Do you see? That is sort of aiming to how is it coming through? It's interesting the way the energy is coming through. It's almost like swallowing the path, like swallowing it, like making it disappear into the recesses of the past. Okay, so there's some kind of distortion that this character is creating. It's somebody it's like an outlier energy here that you need to be aware of, because there's some kind of alignment coming in for you with the Two of Cups. When we're looking at alligator medicine, it is about an energy that's kind of hidden, you know. It's hidden. You're not aware of its presence until it rushes forward, right, to achieve its objective. And you do need to be mindful of this, okay? Because I feel like there's somebody that you're dealing with that's in opposition to this alignment that you're about to come into here. You could be coming into alignment with another as well, with the Two of Cups. Let me see what's on the other side here. Judgment. Okay, there is judgment in your favor here, but you have to be aware of this character. I don't know why. I always associate it with this 44, 44 on the clock. Is this coming in? So yeah, this is the memo. I got, here comes Apophis. But see, Apophis thinks they're moving forward, but they're actually moving backwards. It's kind of interesting. There's something that you already did here that sort of shifted timelines in such a way where the interfering element is currently moving in reverse. So they may not realize that. Okay. They may not realize it. It was something you did as like sort of a defense. So you could hold on to that light that was trying to be spirited away here. And it's interesting. Who was trying to spirit away this light? We got Queen of Pentacles there. Okay, big Taurus energy has come out quite strongly here, right? So that's very interesting here. But see, there's something you already transmuted here. This is a fellow alchemist. So you could be dealing with a high priestess energy. They might have strong Taurus placement as well as strong Cancer Pisces placement in their chart. They don't have to. But it's sort of like this character has their eyes on the same prize here. I do feel like you've been able to achieve something here where you are well on your way, right? But there's something about being mindful of somebody who comes forward acting like they are in your corner, that they're a faithful fighter, and that they're giving you some kind of insight or that they're answering questions you have. Because I feel like this is the energy that's connected to the other that wants to swallow a path of progress for you. It's like last stand energy here. You'll know who this character is that's coming forward that says they're on your side and that they're a faithful fighter, because this character's bark is worse than their bite. All right. The objective is to steal the sun, but you've already made judgment on this matter, and it was the correct call. And so there's some kind of promotional energy coming through here for you. The promotion of moving beyond what you've been moving through here to a higher viewpoint, okay, a higher stance than you've had before. You're sort of already elevated beyond any kind of danger associated with this energy, but I am picking up that quality of glamour, you know, being able to create the illusion of something that could catch you up and draw you in. Now, if you get drawn in, then certainly the path can be concealed from you, okay? So do be aware of this. You are about to come into alignment with something here, though. There does seem to be a romantic piece here, because we have caused the love of women to men and of men to women. So there's somebody that you're being drawn toward here, drawn together with, but there is one in opposition, I feel, that works with another that you need to be aware of. But as long as you trust the path as it's presented and the inspiration that comes in with the full moon, and you don't, you know, you can't dally here. That's what I got. If you dally, you're in for some trouble, Libra, I have to say, because you could lose the keys to the kingdom here. You could, if you dally. Be aware of this, all right? Cut of the deck on that. I want to get a little more information. Yes, see, Two of Pentacles. So there's something here. It's a shapeshifter energy. You've already transformed this for the most part. It's not completely done yet, though. See, you're still in journeying territory. You haven't quite moved into that phase yet where you broke ground, so to speak. You're about to. You've been down in the roots. Now you're going to move up into the branches of that tree of life, so to speak. You're going to start drawing down, okay? But you're still journeying a bit here. And so you need to be aware of this, that you're still sort of moving through. You're still in that territory of Pluto. And that territory of Pluto can be smoke and mirrors. And you are very strongly, because your ruling planet is there. It's also Venus is Taurus's ruling planet too. Okay, so there's still more going on here. You know, your energy could be really connected to an Aquarius, to a Taurus. Okay, these energies coming in. There's something that's being revealed here about the past that provides a potent key related to the future. But you have to understand that those that you are coming into alignment with at this time, some of them are friends and some of them are foes, all right? Some work for and some work against. And there's something here about that pivotal point of that full moon where you have to really make those judgment calls in proper timing, so you are on the right path and it doesn't get swallowed into the past. Interesting energy, Libra. All right, let's go ahead and dive. Oh, yeah. I mean, there could be a King of Wands connected to this. I do see that Taurus energy there. Okay, fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius coming in. This could be somebody who is bent on destroying happiness. It says, makes men fly into passionate rage and desire, destroys the happiness of couples, wastes the beauty of virgins, reveals the future. Okay, so something could be illuminated for you here, that somebody is trying to use their fire destructively. Maybe somebody wants to send a fireball your way, Libra. Just be aware of this, okay? I just heard not all who wander are lost. So somebody may come forward acting like they don't have a clue, or they need your insight, or they're confused about something to sort of make you feel like you are in a stronger position and that will be your weakness. Not all who wander are lost. Okay, interesting message coming in there. All right, Libra. All right, we're going to find out now what magics you need to carry forward with you as you head toward that stone of destiny. We're pulling out the arcane BS deck for this, okay? Looks like you're dealing with some arcane BS, okay? Looks like you're dealing with some stuff that probably goes 15 years back, if not 15 centuries. All right, so there is something that's, I feel like it's been buried many times, okay? It's been buried many times, but it keeps resurfacing. And there's something about this is the time to really leave it in the archives of the past. And it's up to you to know what that is, all right? The communication that makes it clear comes in with the full moon in Gemini on December 15th. Right around there, so pay attention. All right. Magics you'll need. Ooh, I like it. The bird book snake thing. See, you're already on the rise. You already, remember, you made it through that initiatory gateway with the Nagas, okay? So there's something you already gained here. You have a certain knowledge that's been activated. This is going to continue to open up for you. It's like a book of knowledge awakening within you, okay? And I got that that's going to mean something a little bit different to each of you. For some of you, it's an actual book that is opening up within you. There's something that is coming through you that is like a book of knowledge, but it has its roots in something very old with a bird book snake thing here. And this is important, okay? And it is your true north. I got that with the T in the end. This is your true north. It's also something that's coming up from your roots and something that's been transmuted, right? It is some kind of wisdom that's being activated here. It provides elevation and transformation and the weaving of the new world that you'll be stepping into here, okay? So do get started with that. Do write down the inspirations that come in for you. Get a book, write them down, even if what comes through seems kind of silly to you or it doesn't make sense now. Any random messages, inspirations that strike you as significant, just start a book. Just write them down. It'll make sense to you later, that coming in. That's a special magic for you at this time. The written word is a special magic for you right now, okay? There's something about that. It's connected to your true north. But I do feel like there's like some knowledge waking up in you. But there is an energy that you need to be aware of that could have you swimming in the wrong direction here, okay? You're in mid-transformation right now, I see. Yeah, okay. See, this energy is kind of wanting to head south a little bit. I think of rat medicine, and I think of the rat being the first in the Chinese zodiac to greet the Buddha. And there is this energy of transformation that's happening here. And this makes me think of the unusualness of this, of the rat trout. It makes me think of sort of the unusualness of salmon. And you did have Leo energy come in, and Leo is salmon on the medicine wheel. It makes me think of the challenge that salmon go through to birth, right? They have to swim upstream in order to go to spawn, so there can be birth. And I feel like there's something that you're opening the road to now, and you got to kind of swim against the current. It's not easy to get there. It's not like you're being carried. You actually have to move against the current. And that may seem contrary to you, but it's almost like the rapids are picking up as you're getting closer to it. So there's something about one final challenge or one final push, and you have to keep going to really obtain the bloom. You've made it through the thorns. You also have to be aware of sort of like sneaky elements, sneaky situations coming around that could lure you to go in a direction. Remember, something could come through that makes it seem like it's a really great opportunity. It gives you everything you're seeking instantaneously. It seems like it's easier. No, that's actually not what you need to do. That will work against you. It will work against you with Robo Dodo on the bottom of the deck here, I have to say. And it's sort of like out of alignment with the truth of your vision too, that you need to be aware of. It's out of alignment with your integrity to take this on. And in fact, it will make you just one of mindless many, I thought. Don't follow this crowd. So there could be more than one person connected here. Don't follow this crowd. There's no innovation here. You'll stay in the place of division, looking at where you could have been and regretting that you looked back. It's like it will freeze you in place. You become the stone instead of pulling the sword from the stone. If you take this, it will sabotage your destiny. You're not meant to go the easy route. I know Libras don't want to hear that, but it's true. That's your magic, is in being able to have that endurance and that focus and the trust in what is being mused that's coming in here, the vision, that you go against the grain. And in fact, if you're swimming against the current, that is the right direction. But here's the little spin on it. You'll know that you're on the right path when going against the current, and the labor it involves is a joy to you. What's this crossing energy here? Yes, because you're overcoming this force that wants to inhibit this growth, this new beginning, this birth that wants to come through here. It wants to make the woman barren. And when I think of the woman, it's making me think of the muse energy. Perhaps Jackie Frost wants to make the woman barren and block that birth of this coming through. There could be two here. It's coming in as two. Be aware of this, okay? So I feel like this is very important You're overthrowing something here. It's a force that used to have a lot of power over you. Maybe you were very fearful of this particular force and you faced it head on. You already overthrew this. But there's a way that you could get familiar with this energy again, I feel, through somebody coming in. Maybe somebody asking many questions with Madame Rufflebonnet here. Oh, yes. Maybe somebody asking many questions with Madame Rufflebonnet here. Wow. Somebody won't give it a rest. Somebody won't give it a rest. They keep nurturing something here, like a woman breastfeeding a VCR. Somebody won't give something a rest. Don't think it's probably nothing. It's definitely something, okay? But if you want to truly align with your purpose here, you need to pay attention to the energy that comes in with the new moon, with the pig making out with a werewolf here, right? There's a path that opens up for you, right? With this new moon lunar cycle in Sagittarius. This is the path that you are meant to follow here. But there's somebody here that wants to try to crowd that path out of your view, you know? It's like a gluttonous energy. It wants to devour the path and put it into the past, and I can't make it up. And just as you're about to make it across the other side and achieve that cauldron of Dagda, it wants to taint it and make it the gross cup. They have their eyes on this. So you have to protect this prize here. I think that you will be able to align with the path as long as you don't like sort of succumb to lower nature. So that's all about you maintaining your balance here, Libra. Okay, this is important. Let me see here. Something out here. All right. Let's check it out. We're going to dive into a quest read for you and really get into the nature of the quest. I felt really called to use this deck for you. And right on the bottom of the deck, we have Rue protection. So yeah, you have some outside energies that are definitely throwing roadblocks up on your path and throwing energy your way. Rue is used to protect from spiritual work, okay? So you might want to do a good cleansing here. There could be some old energy that's still lingering in relation to that Plutonian landscape you've been moving through. And it's interesting here. It does look like there is some jewel that you're obtaining here, but you need to protect this. You also got some angels on the outfield there. There has been judgment called on a situation. Now it's really just about protecting that jewel you plucked from the past, okay? Again, there could be a Leo factoring into your situation here that you do need to be aware of. There could be a life path 4 involved in whatever this is that you need to create some protection around. Maybe a particular Schmeagol character that has their eye on that jewel, okay? Looks like the jewel they have their eye on is the cauldron of Dagda, but there's something here that is meant to come through you because you will use it to nurture the many. That's how it's coming through, all right? All right, let's dive into it, Libra, and let's check this out. What is the quest that opens up now for Libra with this new moon energy that will be coming in Sagittarius November 30th, December 1st, depending on where they are in the world, and sets them on the road to the stone of destiny? What is the quest that opens before Libra now? What is the quest that opens before Libra now, Spirit? What is the quest that opens before Libra now, Spirit? This is the herbal astrology oracle I'm using. So it seems like maybe the plant allies are coming in for you too. You might want to work with some of these plants that come in. So Rue coming in is the basis of the matter. You might want to do some spiritual cleansing. Might want to work with Rue. It's very traditional, lifting lifting herb, you know, lifts energies that are clinging to you, lifts any kind of like spiritual warfare kind of work that's been done, any energy that's been thrown around, any ways you've crossed or jinxed yourself as well. Okay, just getting the heaviness off of you is really good for spiritual cleansing. All right, with that, we got skull cap, stillness. Okay, I love this coming in here, skull cap, stillness, and there's that Scorpio energy. So yes, emulate the Scorpio right now. Some of you may be third decanate Libras. Those are Libras born October 13th on. Some of you may have strong Scorpio placements in your chart, but this is about really working with that energy of Scorpio and what you learned during your time, you know, dancing with Pluto there. There's something about paying attention to the energy, because remember, whatever this element is that wants to hide the path, it's not something that you can see with the bare eyes. It's not something that you can touch. You may be able to see it with your inner sight. You may be able to catch it out of your periphery, but it's something you pick up on energetically. And see, there's sort of like this vigilant stance of being prepared to strike two. There may be just a window of time for preparing to strike two in relation to this. This could also be like some sort of false aspect, like a false identity that you took on that had its roots in the past that you are now releasing and shedding so you can come into your true form, the form that you are meant to embody at this time. There is Joker energy here. There is a bit of this sort of like mirror, like glamour magic, okay? So I do feel like you are moving through this sort of initiation here where you have to be able to sort of navigate what is an illusion. Ted says yes on that. What is fantasy, even as you're working with this material, so that you align with the true path. And this is an initiatory gateway that you're about to move through that is connected to Pluto energy specifically. So you're initiating into these mysteries. So just be still right now. You may feel like you need extra rest right now. That's okay. You're in an incubation period. You will be moving through this time of stillness into the activation of the new growth. But first, you have to be very still and just look at what's being reflected to you around you, because there will be many clues coming up in your environment. I got, right? Yes. See, you're about to form new community. This is what you're meant to do. You're meant to transform something here and come into alignment with others. And this will be the transforming of the old karmic cycle. But there's still this initiation you have to make your way through, because it came in as a crossing factor here. You have to initiate into the medicine of the house of Scorpio. And that's what brings you into this alignment, closes the karmic cycle, and you have some new characters that show up on your path. You're going to start to really build a new community. You're part of that transformation, especially with your ruling planet and Venus here coming in with Kava Kava. So we have Skull Cap, Kava Kava coming in here. Both of these can be medicines you can work with to allow yourself that space of stillness, allow yourself that space to just get extra rest, to tonify the nervous system. As you move into expansion and you're doing this kind of deep integrative work, you know, it can be a toll on the nervous system. So again, check with your healthcare provider, but these may be coming in to assist a little bit. All right, so you're about to go through this initiation at this time that really does open the road. There's something that's being transformed in the subconscious that's being activated on the conscious level. That's what I feel is coming in here. But it does involve that you sort of shed an old part of the identity or what you used to identify with. Something's shifting here. Okay. What is the nemesis? What is the nemesis on Libra's path as they step through that initiatory gateway into the mysteries of Scorpio? What is the nemesis that could work against Libra as they step through that initiatory gateway? What's the nemesis? Wow. Oh my gosh. It's Rue. It's Rue. This is Rue. It's this energy. It's this energy. That's the nemesis. You got some Jack Frost character here that has been throwing some stuff your way, throwing obstacles on your path. The wisdom to overcome this is in your roots. Okay, so you have to dive really deep to get this. You're drinking this up through your roots. It's a bit of magic you won't find in any book. I see, because that book, it opens within you. It's some knowledge that's going to awaken through your roots. That's going to let you know what you need to do to ward this energy, okay? It's something that allows you to have power to overcome what's been holding you back in the past, or what's kept you in a place of maybe living in the glamour world, like something that's been mocked up by another, an energy that's been mocked up by another, a spin somebody else has put on something that's been affecting you. Certainly this could be people talking, creating a storyline around you. Maybe they gave you a whole character that others have adopted as reality, and there's something here. Some illusion is being dispelled, but you're going to gain the magical wisdom to overcome this. From your roots, something comes through. It is also being received on a level of psychic integration, emotional transformation, because the unicorn is associated with the direction west, and the west is also associated with the cauldron of Dagda. Okay, so I think that you're going to figure out what you need to do to lift this, to reverse what ails here. This is what will give you protection. And there's judgment coming through for 2 here, and it looks like blessing energy. All right, so your energy coming through strongly. It was 1:12:12 on the clock. Yes, judgment, a balancing of karma for 2 that activates a new beginning, opens the road. This is up ahead. You're not at this yet, okay, but it's a critical juncture for you, I have to say. You could be dealing with a Leo here. Number 4 in the tarot, this is big Emperor energy, all right? So it could be dealing with a Taurus. Taurus came in before. An Aries. I feel like this is the activation of that North Node with Aries in that position. Okay. A lot of alignment energy coming in here that needs to be protected. It's important. What is Libra's spirit ally? What is Libra's spirit ally as they quest for the stone of destiny? What is Libra's spirit ally? What is Libra's spirit ally? What is Libra's spirit ally as they quest for the stone of destiny? What is Libra's spirit ally? Okay, some crossing energies here. Both in reverse. Okay, 2 things that you're not doing right now. 2 things you have yet to do. They're both in reverse here. Okay, so here we have Ashwagandha. Number 54 coming in here, 9 energy. This is your purpose. See that you need the lunar essence. This is what's going on here, man. You need the lunar essence. I feel like you're in firm grasp of the solar essence here, especially with just bringing in the tail of Raven, right? To open up like we did. Raven already got the sun. You need the lunar essence here. You need to drink in this lunar essence. It's so important right now. What is the companion to Ashwagandha? Ashwagandha is the solar energy. The companion to ashwagandha is shatavari. So you need that shatavari, man. I really recommend you work with shatavari. And even if you don't want to take it, or that's not in alignment with your healthcare plan or whatever, or you don't want to work with it in a rootsy sort of way or bring it in as a spiritual ally, you can still learn about Shatavari. If you learn about Shatavari, study it, learn about the root itself, that will reveal everything to you. And the pathway you follow to do that will reveal everything to you, okay? This is the balancing counterpoint. And see, it's in reverse. So this is what is currently keeping you in the south node. You see, but once you bring in the Shatavari, that's the symbol for the south node there. Once you bring Shatavari in, it aligns you with your north node. That lunar essence is really coming in as your ally. It's significant. It's important for your purpose. So do you see, first of all, there's something you need to clear. It's been a blockage. It feels like it's energetic, and it may be in relation to spiritual work in some cases, or a particular storyline that's been woven around you that's given you a false identity to outsiders that could make travel a little compromising. Because when you're a wanderer, it's important that you are mindful of the customs of the land and understand that, grace gets you pretty far when you're a stranger in a strange land. But because there's been others who have woven a storyline around you or created a character around you, it's made the way inhospitable. Once you bring in this lunar essence, there's this key that you get. It illuminates what you couldn't see. It illuminates what's hidden within the darkness, what has shrouded the path or created some sense of not knowing what is the path that links up to the north node. And this comes in and it sets you forward on your way in a way that lights the way forward. Okay, we do have moon energy coming in so strongly here for you. Okay, and once you arrive at that, then you will be able to have the endurance and the strength to make it through this initiatory gateway, right? With Reishi coming out in reverse, and we have Grizzly there as well. It's in reverse though, you see, and it's retreat. It's in reverse. You need to create spaces for yourself where you can retreat into the inner sanctum. This is your ally. By doing so, you can grok the lunar essence. And look, it looks like an initiatory gateway, like with the high priestess, right? This allows you to find the way through. Also through meditation, activating the pineal gland, which is associated with bear medicine. Bear is direction west. It's also associated with the sign of Virgo on the medicine wheel. So there could be a piece here too, connected to Virgo that you need to be mindful of. And again, here's like written word here that needs to be deciphered in order to open the gate I got, okay? So but this knowledge is not something you can obtain outside of yourself. It is like a book waking up within you. And you're only going to be able to receive this. It's like receiving an incantation or receiving coordinates or receiving a magical phrase that opens the road, but you can't get it from outside of you. You can only create the space for the lunar essence to come in and illuminate what is currently dark or maybe currently concealed by a glamour, that path that was covered over by a Jackie Frost. Do you see what I mean? So then the fog will clear. Then you'll find the way through. Something that comes through the roots. You have to create spaces for retreat, for this to come in to align with your purpose. So creating space to dream, creating space to daydream, creating space to just be outside in nature, especially around trees, and to also use the sky to scry, sylph energy, dryad energy coming in there. there's something about that that will give you strength. It will power you up. It will make you strong like horse, but you'll also have the creative energy that is meant to be followed through, come through. Then you'll have your movement forward. That's your ally, all right? What is the lay of the land for Libra moving forward here on their quest for the Stone of Destiny? Wow, that came out quite strongly. Ooh. Again, it came out as a crossing energy, number 13. It's all about you powering up. Look, there's the lion off to the side saying, yes, you know, you need strength to overcome this, to birth this new beginning. This is the cauldron of Dagda that wants to come through. And right there, we have your energy. There is Venus, okay? There's something that has been healed here. There's something that's being restored here. Rose quartz coming in as an ally. Rose quartz to help transform the space in the heart as well. When you align with the lunar essence, you need to be able to receive, right? It's like the cauldron within, the creative space, the center of you. Svadhisthana, that's that sacral chakra. You might want to do some cleansing work around Svadhisthana, around your second chakra, sacral chakra. There's a lot of creativity that wants to come through here. And there's also like cycles of life. I got maiden, mother, crone. It's like that unification point. There's something here that will give you strength to overcome the challenges of the past. Do you see the way the lion is not even biting here? There's no hand in a lion's mouth here. It's like the past is strengthening the birth of what's coming through in the future. It's the point where all the cycles work in harmony with each other. That's that juncture with the full moon coming through for you. Mother wart. It gives you strength. It opens up the path of heart, and that's what leads you forward into the new creative cycle here. Number 13. So you have not passed through this gateway of initiation. It's the initiation into the mysteries of Scorpio, into the mysteries of the 8th house. So something is about to go through a rebirth here. But it's like it's being awakened within you first. And you have to create space for this. This is the lay of the land, though. You're about to go through an initiation. Another one? Yeah, another one. It looks good, though. I mean, it looks really empowering, I have to say. But there is, you know, energies to be aware of here. You're rising above something from the past, too. It looks like you're gaining some kind of courage here. Courage and strength to open the heart as well. Okay, interesting. All right, what is the beef? What is the meat of the matter with all of these kind of like impious energies hanging around, these Schmiegel energies? What's the deal with that? What's the beef? What is the meat of the matter for Libra in relation to this, Spirit? What's the meat of the matter? What's going on with old Jackal Frosty there? What's the meat of the matter? What is the meat of the matter here, Spirit? What's the beef? What is the meat of the matter? One more round and then I'm going to do a cut here. What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter? It's like it's so cloaked. It's so hidden. There it comes. Interesting. I like this. Okay. See, this is upside down. It came in upside down. Chamomile here. Inner peace. There's something that's trying to destabilize the inner peace. It's almost like whatever you're dealing with here, even if it is just like the energetic archetype of that trickster, it knows that in order for you to truly activate your power and open this road, you have to be in a place of peacefulness. So these are energies that want to disrupt your peace because it sees that you're in an alchemical process here. of balancing things out and coming into the hummingbird medicine, coming into the joy with hibiscus. We got 14 here. Temperance energy. You're in an act of alchemy right now. There could be a Sagittarius factoring into your situation. You could have a strong Sagittarius placement, but there's some joy that's in process of being brought into being here. But inner peace is being disrupted that makes it possible. And this is the 9 energy that is upside down. See, there's the vision that needs to be activated within you that will give you the peace, but it requires that you turn within or that you go your own way, like the hermit. And there could be a Virgo connected to this, okay? That allows you to come into that place where you can have the peace to be able to receive the memo, to get the medicine that you need. And right over here, we have that energy of the deer, the stag coming in. And this is about aligning with the North Node, Gemini energy. It keeps reinforcing this message of you need to pull back your energy a bit from what is focusing too much of your attention in the wrong direction. And it's become somewhat of a glamour that is preventing you from seeing something. And there's this hand that's emerging out of this hole here, and it's holding this other plant that looks quite different from chamomile here. So there's something here that maybe you keep focusing on, or you keep, in essence, nurturing yourself with, that wants to drag you back down into that South Node and block this joy, block the vision. We got solar energy and lunar energy coming in here. Again, there's this piece. You need the lunar essence. The lunar essence is what will give you peace. You're not allowing yourself to take it in. You need to pull your energy back from what is causing you to maybe feel a sense of heaviness or a sense of fear, or pulls you back into an old identity that's ready to be shed, because something's being alchemized here. Maiden, mother, crone. It's like the cycles of life and the cycles of creation, and you're about to be at the activating point for the creative cycle that opens up your road. But your inner peace is being disrupted by something you're still nourishing that wants to drag you back down into the South Node here and prevent this alignment with Damiana, the beloved, coming in. See, there's 2 of you here, and there is that cauldron of Dagda that nurtures all. It actually comes through 2 of you. Your paths become one, and there you are, Raven. So this is that magical point of activation coming in there after you make it through your initiation into the mysteries of Pluto, because here it comes in again with Venus. So this is powerful. And that makes me think of the water bearer energy too. So this is a really important cycle, Libra, with Venus in Pluto here. It's a transformation point. It aligns you with your true path. It aligns you with the beloved as well. I do feel many of you are coming together with another here. Okay, there's somebody that is meant to hold that balance with you. It feels like you're needing to hold the lunar balance at this time more so. They have the solar balance. Interesting. It's like the alchemy requires these 2 connecting, these 2 characters connecting. But there's outside forces disrupting inner peace that is making it impossible for this conjuncto to happen. And it's also within yourself, that like sacred marriage, the alchemy of the soul, where you're bringing together the masculine, feminine aspects of the self to create along the lines of the Hermetic principle. Okay, so this is so necessary here. Create some space during this lunar cycle. There's a lot coming in. You got to write it down. There's something here about there's specific instructions coming in. You need to write it down. So you need to have a book that can help you keep track of these things. Okay. Get yourself a pen, get yourself a book, have it with you, have it handy. You know, you can use your phone, you can use the notes. You can use the notes in your phone. I prefer working with a writing implement myself. It's got that kind of like wand sort of vibe, and there's just something just more visceral about it than just like typing something into notes. But I've used it on my phone in a pinch. But this is coming through quite strongly, I have to say. Okay, this time it keeps wanting to dim on this side, so there's blocking energy around this. You do need to be aware of it. It's active. It's very active. Okay, what is the consequences Libra's going to have to deal with as a result of their past actions, Spirit? What are the consequences Libra needs to deal with as a result of their past actions, Spirit? What are the consequences Libra needs to deal with as a result of their past actions, Spirit? Hibiscus may be very helpful. You can get some good hibiscus tea, man. And that can be very helpful for balancing things out as well, coming in as helping with that balance. Chamomile, maybe for just kind of calming yourself, especially at night. So you can do a little of that dreaming, you know, maybe dreaming under the light of the moon, that coming in, creating this space to really get some good deep sleep so you can receive a lot of your messages. Okay, offering, okay? To activate the vision, make an offering. Tobacco coming through pretty strong. It is considered spirit candy. It's also very sacred to the ancestors. That brings in the activating force here. I see that. Yep, then we got Mars coming in to support the Pluto energy. So yeah, get a little help from your ancestors and your guides on your side by making an offering. That's important. When was the last time you made an offering? Now is the time to make an offering to really support opening the road, because you're preparing for an initiation here. I mean, that's what I got. Your road is about to open, but this is a really pivotal point here. It only opens for so long. You need to be ready. The more that you can move through unfamiliar territory with hospitable energies on your side, the better off you're going to be. So now is the time to make an offering for a safe journey ahead, for a protected journey ahead with some tobacco. Okay, you can offer up some tobacco. That's lovely. You don't have to smoke it. You can also, you know, sprinkle it around the roots of a tree, or, you know, just give it to the land in that way. It's a lovely offering here, very traditional too. Okay, any kind of offering will help activate the vision and open the road. So I do feel like you've already gotten a lot of assistance. You may not realize that. Some of you may feel like, you know, you've had a real rough go of it, but if you didn't have the assistance you had, you'd be surprised how much rougher it would have been. So there is something here about you need to make an offering. Okay, it's overdue. Some of you need to do a little seva. You need to give something just from your heart, from your soul, something that gives to others. You're being asked to do that now. It's very beneficial for also making the road a lot easier for you moving forward, okay? Let's see here. What is the power to be gained by Libra through mastery as they move forward toward that stone of destiny? What is the power to be gained by Libra as they move forward toward that stone of destiny? I love it. All of this, oh, that's so beautiful. All of it is crossing, right? So it's like, this is all what's up ahead. See, once you do this, the power to be gained is that the vision is given. With 20 here, the judgment comes through, and you become the weaver with lavender. You become the weaver of the new way forward. So you're crowned by the transformation of having moved through the Pluto cycle and transform the karma here, you know. You become the web weaver, weaving a new way into being. So this is really beautiful energy coming in there. Yes, spider medicine, spider woman being activated here. And there's definitely angelic assistance coming in here. And it's a bit of that, you know, it is a bit of the bardic energy. She's got a lyre here, and she's got that birth of the new beginning she's bringing forward with her. So this is opening up that road to the stone of destiny and weaving the new way into being, but also weaving community. Remember that piece came in. Now I love this because it comes in with the magician. So this is like that wizard shit activated, right? Coming in with ginseng. This is the memory being activated within you through your roots, okay? The memory is going to be activated that allows you to turn the wheel here. This is finding the way through. It's the initiation point. It's the start of the new cycle. And you definitely got that spear of Lu to carry you forward. So it's the activating point coming in here. Really potent. Okay, so the transformation's coming in. The magic's going to be activated. Make your offering, right? Because this is up ahead. All of this is coming through pretty strong as long as you stay the course. What's at the stake? What's at stake for Libra's party? What's at stake? Love. Love's at stake. There's been something sacrificed here. Something was sacrificed. Something was released. And it's gone through a transformation, okay? There may be something you're called to release. It feels like a sacrifice to you. There's that lunar essence. 12, okay? So again, this is closing the old karmic cycle is pivotal. Closing out cycle with something that has worked as a hidden enemy to you is pivotal. It may feel like there is a sacrifice here. There's something lost, but it brings something in that pierces the heart with beauty. It brings peace, restoration. It awakens love. All right. So this love, to be able to open up the path of heart, that's pretty crucial. That's pretty crucial for what's at stake for you and those you're meant to journey forward with here. You want to move forward in love. Okay. You could be dealing as well with a Pisces with that 12th house activation there. What's at stake for the new world you want to weave into being, Libra? What's at stake for the new world you want to weave into being, Libra? Venus placement and moon placement, significant in relation to the blind spots around love that need to be looked at, the karma that needs to be closed out, you know, the offerings that need to be made, right? Really look to your moon and your Venus placements. That could tell you characters involved in this situation too, or where there may need to be like some kind of sacrifice to cleanse some bad blood, right? That's tainted a situation as well. Let's see. There's growth that comes from it. You get, it may be a pain, it may be a hurt, it may be the thorns, but that's all you're sacrificing. That's the illusion you need to see through. Yes. Oh my gosh. And then what's at stake for the new world? Your destiny. Look at that. It all transforms. Cauldron of Dagda imagery once again. Beautiful, beautiful energy coming in there. And look, now we have the solar, the lunar connected. Isn't that beautiful? So it looks like the wheel turns. What I'm really, really tuning into here is that the wheel turns once the sun then moves into Capricorn. Yes, which will align with the winter solstice energy. There's some magic being activated at that time that aligns the sun and the moon. And for some of you, it's like you're coming into alignment with someone where your moon sign is their sun sign, or their sun sign is your moon sign, vice versa. You know what I mean? Maybe they're the moon to your sun, or you're the moon to their sun. There's sun moon synergy here. But I feel like whatever this is, it comes in with the new moon in Sagittarius is what starts off that cycle. But there's something that is cleansed away and brings renewal and movement forward. It activates the star of destiny. It comes in with the start of Capricorn season. But first, there's something that needs to be cleansed away. And what comes in with this? And it requires cannabis detachment. All right. So we already know this. There's something that's radically being transformed here. And it looks like we got Neptunian energy coming in with that. Saturnian energy as well. That makes me think of Saturn and Pisces. It's the work of Saturn and Pisces. You have to allow something to be cleansed away. And detach. There's really a severance of something here, like something is sacrificed. Maybe that's your offering. You're sacrificing something that at one point you thought was your destiny because of this knowledge that gets awakened in you, that you realize what your true destiny is. But the foundation of it is detaching from an old road. That's a pretty potent message, but it's necessary. It's necessary for the love to come in. It's necessary. All right. What's the cookie for Libra if they do this? What is the cookie for Libra if they do this and activate the way through? What's the cookie for Libra? What's the sweet reward? What's the cookie? What's the sweet reward for Libra if they do this? What's the cookie? What's the sweet reward? What's the cookie, Spirit? Ooh, wow. We have grace. And look at that. There's that tempering energy coming in. We have grace with St. John's wort, radiance. Look at that. Oh my goodness, the symbolism. We'll dive right into it. Got that cauldron there. Looks like things are growing. And then we got mugwort, psychic healing. What beautiful imagery. So this is the activating force of that like high priestess energy with the mugwort here. We got Neptunian energy, moon energy coming in there. It's like that high priestess counterpoint to, where is he? Where did he go? Come here. Where did you go, magician? There you are. It's the counterpart energy. Some kind of deception is overcome. The magic is activated that's remembered, right? It brings about a healing of the high priestess and the magician, also happening within the self as well. Yes, there's a balancing point coming in here. Look, it's got this like goddess energy. The spiral goddess being connected to the elven star fairy there. Happening within the lunar cycle. So between the full moon in Gemini to the following full moon that comes in after that, the activating point is in between there. So that makes me think of Yule Eve, or perhaps winter solstice. The lunar cycles are significant with this. You're closing out an old cycle, and with the ignition point of Capricorn season, which is winter solstice, the following 3 full moons after that are all the birth of the new cycle. You're seeing through the illusion and you're activating the new spiral path of creation there. The power is put in your hands. You're bringing the dream into material reality through psychic healing, psychic integration. It feels like there's somebody you're coming into alignment with too. So you may both be in this process. Magician energy, that's Aries energy. It's Aquarian energy. Number 10 here in the tarot. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So there could be something that you're processing that involves a fixed sign. So Scorpio, certainly you have to make it through an initiatory gateway through the house of Scorpio. We also have Leo. Leo came up quite significantly. Taurus came up quite significantly. And Aquarius, all right? I think Aquarius is helping with this process just simply because of what's going on right now and the way that's synced up planetarily and with the transits. And then you're moving into the Sagittarian energy of expansion. It comes in. I'm noticing this. There's two of you that have these elven stars. In fact, the magician has two here. And this is you aligning with yours. You see, you're not currently. You're about to be, though. This is something that is in process. You have to first make it through this initiation. So this is the coming together of the magician and the high priestess. That's your cookie. It's the awakening of the magic. It brings healing with the cauldron of Dagda. And then it's like you're moving forward with all your magic. The hunt begins. It's making me think of Caradwin's cauldron, and the hunt begins. The hunt that sent, Gwion on that great journey to evolving into Taliesin, right? But first had to be cast into the sea for transformation. Yes, and look, 2 energy, the high priestess, St. John's wort. So there's a lot of transformational power activated here, moving you into your pure essence, your Libra essence, solar energy activated. And look at this little magical hut off in the distance. Somebody may have gotten a bit caught up with Baba Yaga. And there's something that's being transformed there. Perhaps even Baba Yaga assisted with this, getting things cooking, right? This could be, you had to do some real deep work in that hut. You had to do some real deep work in looking at the cost of the sweet reward in a situation. There's a lot of trickster medicine here, but there's also a sense of gentleness coming in with deer medicine here. Gemini factoring strongly in that. And that, I feel like that's the activation of a more gentle, sort of like a playful, more, spirited side, where you'll feel a lot of freedom as you lead this charge. There's some kind of victory there, some kind of celebration. I see that. Look at the drinking horn there being raised up, okay, as you're leading the charge and the road opens. And see, they're on this like rainbow path. So it's like this path of transformation that was opened up by that bird book snake thing, right? They had the snake energy with the wings rising up and the book opening. And that's that same energy of the transformation opening up the road. And the rainbow serpent is associated with the winged serpent. That's why I'm bringing that in. It brings the promise of the fulfillment, the gold on the other side, the alchemical transformation point on the other side. This beautiful energy moving into the radiance of the sun, the happiness, the joy. It's a gift of grace. It's a gift of grace. Something that was once viewed as ugly becomes something of great beauty. And there's a balancing out here again, tempering imagery coming through. 29 energy, 11 justice, balance, alignment. This looks like a goose up here. So again, I feel like something comes through. Yes, and we have the symbol for Saturn there. Saturn with Venus, beautiful. So yes, Venus finds her balance, finds her fulfillment, finds her alchemical point once Capricorn season begins. Once the sun moves into Capricorn, that's when the grace and the alignment unfolds. That's quite a cookie, I have to say. I like that message. All right, what's the target that Libra should be aiming for? What is the target that Libra should be aiming for as they head on up to that stone of destiny, Spirit? What's the target that Libra should be aiming for? What's the target that Libra should be aiming for? What's the target? All right, it's all crossing the energy. It's like, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. Right now, you gotta, gotta get your instruction. Metamorphosis. This is all you should be focused on, cleansing out the bad blood. Also, work on clearing out that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. Okay, bringing in a lot of orange foods, orange juice, right? Juicy oranges. Getting in things like a pumpkin would be really good. The squashes, papaya, mango, getting in the orange foods. Also, doing some kind of energy cleansing around the sacral chakra would be beneficial too for clearing out bad blood. It's like you're releasing an old creative cycle. You're releasing an old path that no longer serves, because you recognize there was some kind of false identification that was caused there, perhaps through a glamour. You're going to see through the haze, and then there's correct alignment that comes in here. And from there, look at all the blossoming. Look at all that blooms. Yes, and see, there's the old identity is going back into the recesses of the past. It's like slipping away. It's almost like something that was cast over you or that you took on. Either way, you took it on, even if it was cast over you. But it's like an old form that's being shed. So it can go through reinvention here. There's a lot of beauty that comes through this and through the lunar essence. And this is you making it to the other side, making it to the other side of that initiatory gateway. And look, here the mask is whole and she's not wearing it. She cast it aside, right? It was in two pieces in the past. Now there's the recognition of what the false identity was. And it's like holding it up into the light of day, revealing the true self. The true self can come forward. And there's something you're speaking into existence here. This is beautiful energy. Number 7, lucky number 7. Number 7 has been coming through for Libra for a while. It is your house as well. It's also the Chariot coming forward to provide the way through. This is the inception point. Cancerian energy coming in around this. Okay. So big change happening here, coming into fruition. You just need to focus on continuing with this process of metamorphosis and not get caught in past cycles. This is so important for you, Libra. And in fact, the T tag, now it's really tying in. The T tag today and its message says, when the past calls, let it go to voicemail. It has nothing new to say. Unknown. So if you want to activate something that continues to expect you to act out of an old version of yourself, that won't work. There's something here about recognizing that you're at a point where there's only one way to go, and that's to grow forward. And that can't be sacrificed at this point. You're too close to a rebirthing cycle here, it looks like, right? So whatever makes it through that gateway of initiation with you is also in a process of alchemizing old cycles. If it's anything meant to continue with you, you can't focus on that though. You have to stay focused on where you're going here. Let's get you some messages from some numbers coming in just to kind of highlight things for you, Libra. You are moving forward here, but I think this is quite interesting. So here is the blue dice, and this is you running forward, okay? But it's like you have to run forward ahead of this. There is alignment happening here for you. We know you got a vision that is being activated. Double 6 energy here, okay? This is also communication coming in, mercurial energy coming in here. You could be dealing with a life path 6. You could be a life path 6. There's total alignment here between two that are meant to align, but they have to race ahead on their own timelines. That's what I got, okay? There's two going through some major activating within to transform, to be able to actually bring forward a vision. I feel the vision eventually brings, these two paths into alignment with each other. But there's just the need to move forward at this point. You could be dealing with a Virgo in relation to this. You could have a strong Virgo placement. Pay attention to where your Virgo placement is. What sign rules that house it's in, okay? It could give you a clue about how you're moving forward or what may be coming into alignment with you, okay? I also feel like this is 12 energy, so it's 12th house. It's a significant karmic cycle. You could be dealing with a life path 3 in relation to this. You could be dealing with a Pisces in relation to this. Okay, or those placements, Pisces placements could be significant. Virgo placements could be significant. Okay, 6th house matters also. So something to do with your routine, your daily routine, what life has kind of been in a continual loop with, that endless cycle. Like there's something about monotony being broken here, like some kind of habit is being broken as well. Some kind of way of life is being broken. There's something here that had become too routine. It's like breaking free from routine and monotony to head in a new direction brings about the right kind of alignment that activates vision. It feels like two of you are going through this process that are meant to align. And on the sides here of the dice, just noticing this come through, we have 2 3s. Okay, so see, there's still this alignment that comes in. 3 and 3 makes 6. So life path 3, Gemini energy coming in strongly too. It's all about that activating force that comes in with that full moon that brings about the birth of the vision, at least for you, before you come into alignment with another one. And this is 4. So there could be a life path 4 involved in this situation as well. And then when we add this together, 3 plus 3 plus 4, that makes 10, okay? So something is being completed, and there may be one that is going their own way. So 2 can come into a position of alignment as well, this energy coming in. There could also be a life path 7 involved. 7 is your lucky number, okay? 7 lets you know when there's a helpful influence around, or some supportive piece of information that is available if you pay attention. There's a communication going on around you in your environment, coming up within you, that gives you some kind of helpful clue for moving something forward. That coming in there, all right? That's what I got coming in with that. Let's get you some letters, right? See what messages want to come through. And we're just getting a handful here for you, Libra. What messages want to come through for Libra? Right. I got late. I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. Okay, so rabbit medicine coming through. Trickster medicine, also trickster in the sense of the way we call our fears to us by focusing too much on fears. There needs to be a memory of that being nothing. Ooh. More blocking energy. And I'm not even sure where that came in. So forgive me if I repeat myself. The first word I pulled out was late. I'm late. I'm late for a very important day. Follow the white rabbit kind of medicine coming in there. Trickster medicine. Okay, the hunt begins. So there's still a tricky element here that may want you to follow it, but you are being advised to go your own way. I got it's nothing but BS, okay? It's a belief system. Also, rabbit medicine is about calling fears to you. So there's something about being mindful of how you focus your energy. I think that's very telling, the way that blocking energy came in, okay? And you're being given the direction to get it, okay? Whatever this energy is, you need to get it. You need to grab it by the tail, okay? You need to grab it by the tail. This is coming in, all right? Interesting the way that came through. Something is a lie, okay? Something's a lie and came in right under BS. Something's a lie, something's a BS. It's BS. You need to suss this out. That's a big clue for you, all right? It's of dire importance that you discover this. If you don't, it could put you in dire straits. I feel by letting the wrong energy in, okay? It's very important that you see through this. Something is a lie. I don't feel that this is something that you've dealt with yet, but you should be prepared. You will be required to roll the die, you know? Oh, should I roll the die? Okay, let me roll the die. What could this have to do with? One, it could affect the beginning. Could be something that comes in on the first with the new moon that you need to be aware of. So this is something you really need to pay attention to, this particular lunar cycle. One, and on the side, as I just put it away, it is two. So it's one comes forward, it's connected with another, it's two. That's a clue. Okay. Girls. Okay, so we got feminine energy coming in here. Two girls. Two girls. Traitor energy is coming in with that. Okay, that's interesting. Got the name D. Dee Dee. Got the name Trina. Also the name Tina. Okay, these could be your name, you know, and just telling you, be aware of this. It could be who you need to be aware of. Okay. Got the name Bella. Got the name Gail. That name has been coming out a lot. I got the name Ray, R-A-E, abbreviation of Rachel. And with that, I got rat. Now remember, the rat needed to go against the grain, needed to go, you know, the rougher way, but the way that leads to their bloom. So that could be a real clue for you, Ray or Rachel, about something you need to break away from in order to get where you need to go, okay? Yeah, I got diss. Somebody's been dissing somebody behind their back. And it could be negatively like impacting them. Somebody is definitely a liar in the situation that you need to be aware of here. I got the name Gina coming in with that. You know, it's interesting because you're supposed to come into this energy of love, right? Well, what's on the other side of it? We got hate coming in here, right? So somebody is a real, like, not a good influence. This could be somebody who's a big drinker. They drink a lot of gin, okay? Be a clue. That's what I got. Okay, so letters of significance. We have H, we have A, we got 2 T's. T's are significant. We got 2 E's. E's are significant. We got G. We got 2 I's. I's are significant. 2 L's. L's are significant. B, S, D, another D. D's are significant. R, and N. Okay, that's what I got. All right, Libra, we made it through. There were a lot of blocks in this read, and I hadn't had blocks lately, not like that. So par for the course, I have to say, but let you know what you're working with. Godspeed, Libra.